Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Wanted to make this video on limit orders versus market orders, right? So I'm going to show you on a stock chart, where to find, level one, where you'll go to make the trade, the differences between, limit orders versus market orders. And before I begin, I always like to try to show people a handy resource. Again, if you ever have a question on anything, our website, number one, good plug for us. If you go to bullishbears.com, you could always go over to our website and do a search. We have like lots of content over there. So, we have our courses that you can take, lots of free resources on our website, but we also have a search bar with lots of articles on pretty much any terminology that you want. But you'll see right over here, another handy resource we like to use is Investopedia. So you'll see I just did a video on VWAP, and I was showing that, if you want to know, the definition of VWAP and how it works, you can just kind of go over here and read about it, right? Same thing up here, Investopedia. If you go up to like limit order, so you can type in limit order, you can see the difference between a market order and a limit order, right? So, click on it, and then you can read about it. They're very helpful resource, right? They kind of simplify things, and we kind of try to do the same thing on our website. We try to like not make things so techy and like over people's heads. We like to try to simplify it. So again, when you're placing an order within the stock market, very important to know the differences between market orders, limit orders, and we are huge proponents of always using limit orders because market orders are very risky, right? Especially depending on what you're doing, like whatever type of trade you're doing, right? The higher priced stock, like, and the more larger cap stock that has, high liquidity, like an Apple or like a Facebook, then maybe you can do a market order. But even then, we're just still huge proponents of using limit orders because it protects you, right? Because you never know what's going to happen with a stock, right? There's a thing called slippage where, depending like on what's happening with the price action on the stock that day. A market order is what you see up here. It's basically whatever the current price is of the stock. But many times you'll see a stock just like it can go up and down and be really volatile. And if you put a market order in, it's going to fill at whatever the market price is at that time. And if there's slippage or something happens or there's lots of volatility, you can get a very bad fill price. And if you get a bad fill price, that can really put you down on your position pretty quickly. And obviously, that's not what you want, right? So a limit order is going to protect you to say, hey, I'm going to buy or sell at a specific price. And if the price or that position doesn't go down to fill your order, either way, when you're going to purchase or when you're going to sell, then, that order is not going to fill. So it protects you, in getting the best entries and also with exiting your position. Now, the downfalls could be if you really want to enter in a position pretty quickly or instantly, you're not going to get filled many times if you want to get in real quick. And if your limit order doesn't fill, there's the potential. Again, it's not going to fill if you put in a limit order at times. Same thing to sell. Like if you want to sell at a specific price, if your order doesn't fill and you really need to get out of your position, that's where a market order comes in. So even though like it sounds like that the best thing would be, well, if I want to get in and out of my position, right, I should just do a market order. Well, that's, kind of almost newer thinking, right? Well, the better you become as a trader, you're going to understand and put things together, and you're going to be like, you're going to have the proper trading strategies, whether you're doing day trading, swing trading, options trading, you're going to be able to use limit orders. You're going to know what you're doing. You're going to be patient, right? It's important to teach yourself patience. There's no rush. You don't need, when trading, to get in and out of a position quickly many of times, unless there's like an emergency, right? Overall, if you're trading and you're consistently being a trader, you shouldn't be having to get in and out of positions in emergencies all the time, right? You got to have the proper discipline and risk management strategy set up where you're not in a state of panic all the time when you're trading. So there are times that, if you really need to get in or really need to get out of a position quickly, then there are times that a market order can be sufficient. But overall, your trading strategy should be using limit orders the bulk of the time. Now, again, market orders are going to be less risky with a stock, let's say like Apple, right? So you'll see up here, if you click the trade tab, you'll see level 1 up here. In this area, you'll see the last price of the stock, the bid, and then the ask over here. And you'll see the bid and the ask spread is very tight with Apple, right? So you'll see 1, 2 cents, 3 cents. That's really good. So with a stock like Apple, it's less likely if you were to put a market order in to get hammered. On average, there could be days where Apple might have like some really good or really bad news where this bid-ask spread might widen more, but in general, the tighter the bid-ask spread's is going to be with a stock like Apple or a larger cap stock than it would be with a penny stock. So if you were to put a market order in here, there's less likely that you're going to get burned on a stock like Apple. But then when you start to get into like these low floater stocks like TBLT, right now it's not so bad. So here's what you look for: volume, right? Volume equals liquidity. It's easier to get in and out of the position. So the more volume that you have, the better the liquidity and the tighter the bid-ask spread is going to be. So you'll have a little bit less slippage, but it's still very important to still use limit orders. It's just still going to protect you because a stock like TBLT, let's say if the volume wasn't really high that day, let's say it was only 200,000 or 300,000, you'll start to see some of these still. I'm trying to see if any of these have a bigger bid ask spread. That's 3 cents, not too bad, but you'll start to see on days with these low floater stocks where things start to widen, where on the low floaters you might have a 10 or a 15 cent bid ask spread, and that when that happens there is like you're immediately down that amount in the position. So like if there's a bid ask spread of 10 cents, you're immediately down, if you have 1,000 shares, $100, right? So that's why, again, protecting yourself with limit orders is very important, because you can put in a specific designated price of, hey, I'm going to buy this stock if it gets to whatever, 292 or 293, but I'm not going to pay 294, right? And you put the order into the system as a limit order, and if price does not come down to 292 or 293, your order won't fill, right? So you're trying to always get the best fill price. Obviously, you want to buy as low as you possibly can and then sell as high as you possibly can. So basically, in a nutshell, is limit orders protect you. It fills at a specific designated price, whether that's your buy price or your sell price. And market orders is where you're getting in and out of that position at the current market price that you see here. But remember, you have to look at volume. So if you have lots of volume and it's a higher price, large cap stock, bigger name, then, again, there are certain times you might want to use a market order potentially to get in and out. If something's really moving, you want to get in that position. But overall, really important to teach yourself patience. Put in your limit orders, not your market orders, for specific limit prices that you want to fill at and what you want to sell at. Again, same thing kind of with stop losses as well. You'll hear us say we're huge proponents of using mental stop losses, not putting stop losses into the system. We do realize there are, due to work situations, stuff like that, sometimes you want to have, you're going to need to potentially have a stop loss set up. But if you are going to do that, we're bigger fans of stop limit orders. Again, market price, you don't know what a stock is going to fill at. So limit orders, just get it in your mind. It's the most ideal way to protect yourself when trading. So hopefully this video helped you. If you need any more help, make sure you head over to our website, bullishbears.com, take our courses, and check out many of the free resources that we have on our website. So we'll see you in our community. Enjoy.